At 9:31 a.m., the board reconvened. This time, it wasn't about optics. It was about execution. Elena entered the room without announcement. No dramatic introduction. No applause. Just a quiet shift of authority. Daniel remained seated. He didn't stand. He didn't need to. The hierarchy had already adjusted. "Let's begin," she said calmly. And for the first time, he wasn't leading the agenda. "First order," Elena continued. "Debt exposure review." Screens lit up instantly. Charts, projections, risk corridors. Daniel studied the data. She had mapped every vulnerability, every over-leveraged expansion, every aggressive acquisition timeline. He recognized his fingerprints on all of it. Brilliant moves. Dangerous ones. "You were scaling into contraction," she said evenly. He didn't argue, because she was right. "Second," she said, "regulatory insulation." A new slide appeared. Political exposure zones, pending compliance shifts, international oversight triggers. Daniel felt it then. He hadn't been outplayed emotionally. He'd been out-strategized structurally. She wasn't reacting to the present. She was positioning for the next 5 years. He had been fighting quarterly battles. She had been building a decade plan. The directors weren't resisting. They were leaning forward, engaged, confident. That was the difference. Elena didn't command fear. She commanded preparation. Daniel noticed something unsettling. No one looked relieved that he was replaced. They looked relieved that the uncertainty was gone. And for the first time, he saw how his dominance had created silent tension. When the meeting ended, the structure was clear. Daniel would remain, but not above oversight. Not above the system. He approached her privately near the window. "You've contained the risk," he said quietly. "For now," she replied. "And me?" She met his eyes. "You're not the risk," she said calmly. "Unchecked ambition is." The distinction landed differently this time. The press cycle intensified by noon. Financial networks replayed Daniel's statement. Clips of Elena entering the building circulated online. "Silent power shift," one headline read. Inside the executive office, Elena reviewed liquidity adjustments already approved by the board. Capital buffers increased. High-risk expansions paused. Daniel watched the real-time metrics. Stability wasn't theoretical. It was measurable. And it was happening fast. "You moved before the storm," Daniel said quietly. "Yes." "And I would have expanded into it." "Yes." He gave a short nod. "For growth. For ego," she corrected gently. He didn't argue this time. The difference between growth and dominance had never felt clearer. "Ambition isn't the enemy," she added. "Isolation is." He understood exactly what she meant. By early afternoon, investors began calling. Not in panic, in reassurance. They wanted confirmation. They wanted structure. They got both. Elena spoke in measured sentences. No overpromises. No theatrics. Daniel listened from across the table. He noticed something subtle. She never diminished his past leadership. She reframed it. Foundation, not throne. The internal memo was released at 2:07 p.m. Clear, direct, calm, leadership evolution. Daniel read it twice. There was no blame, no scandal, no forced narrative, just alignment. He realized then why resistance would fail. There was nothing chaotic to attack. This wasn't a coup. It was governance. And governance is harder to fight than ego. Late afternoon light filled the office. Daniel stood by the window again. The skyline looked the same, but his position within it had shifted. "You're staying," Elena said behind him. "Yes." "Why?" He turned slightly. "Because I built this, and I don't abandon what I build." A small pause. "Good," she replied. "For the first time, we're building it together." The board met once more before closing hours. This time Daniel spoke, not defensively, strategically. He outlined operational efficiencies, market leverage angles, cost recovery accelerators. Elena didn't interrupt. She refined. They weren't competing now. They were calibrating. The room felt different, less vertical, more aligned. At 4:18 p.m., the final vote of the day passed. Debt restructuring approved. New compliance oversight installed. Executive compensation revised. Daniel's authority redefined, not erased. Measured, transparent. For the first time in years, his power required accountability. And surprisingly, it didn't feel smaller. It felt sharper. Outside, markets closed in green. Analysts updated projections. Stability restored, one outlet reported. Daniel saw the numbers settle. No collapse, no chaos, just correction. He looked at Elena across the room. "You were right," he said quietly. She didn't smile. "I was prepared." There was a difference. Evening approached. The building began to empty. Daniel remained in his office, reviewing revised projections. The model was conservative, but resilient. He finally saw it clearly. He had been chasing acceleration. She had been designing endurance. Two visions, one company. One structure strong enough now to hold both. At 7:02 p.m., Daniel shut down his screen. He walked past the boardroom once more. The chair at the head of the table was occupied, but it no longer represented dominance. It represented responsibility. He paused briefly, not in regret, in recognition. Power isn't ownership, it's stewardship. And this time, he finally understood it.